Hey buddies, John with Tech Tips, and today we're going to be working on part 2 of our top-down space shooter. Also get ready for a adventure-like platformer with simple Game Boy Advance like color scheme, about 4 to 8 levels, and a very simple game to put together, simple enemies and simple collective, and switching out weapons type setup for those who want to create games very quickly and learn a whole bunch of stuff while doing it. So in this one, it's our intermediate top-down shooter. And we have a Android, or you could say iOS type setup. This is going to be for a smartphone or a tablet. When we run the layout, let's make it big. We can run side to side. We can also shoot. Our enemy ship comes into view, and he has a health bar. It's not working yet. We're going to be doing that in the next tutorial. We're going to be working on our own health bar, so our shield bar, our actual hull integrity, the level that we are at, so per how many enemies we kill. So say we kill, like, this is going to be like a space station type enemy, and he's going to be worth, say, 1,000 points. So per, every 5,000 points, we level up. So the first level, to get to level 2, we need 5,000 points. To get to the next one, we need 10,000 points. So every 10,000 points. So each enemy is going to be worth several different types of points. Also, we will have a pause button, which will pop up a little micro menu, so that we can go reset the level, quit the game, and I'm thinking about just putting our score, so it will say the current level that you are at, level 2, and what score you are at. So say you're at 1,500. Well, you're actually halfway to level 3. So that's what's going to go on. Also, we're going to start implementing either within the second or third one, actually doing damage. So we'll both have health bars. Also, we'll probably start in the second or third episode actually doing some damage to these enemies. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the last episode just to make sure that we all have it, or if you're just jumping into this episode, that you know exactly what's going on. So I've imported all these sprites, and by this time you should kind of know how to import sprites. I have 2 layers, and I'm going to hide layer 1. So as you can see, I have all that you see right now is in layer 0, and this is in layer 1. Okay, so I need to move this ship actually to, this is how to move to different layers. This is actually done on purpose, so we could do this. Move to layer 0. And I'm going to move that to layer 0. So when we hit run layout again, it still all works. Because we're never moving out of this scene. We're not moving beyond this setup. Alright, so for the event sheet, global number of health. So this is going to be for, probably I need to put like enemy health on that one. So it's going to be enemy health equals 100. On start of layout, sprite pinned to our player ship. On start of layout, wait 2 seconds, accelerate movement. So this is for our ship. So what we're going to do is, after we've imported this guy, and we need to set behavior. So he's going to have a custom movement behavior and a solid object behavior. So whenever we shoot at him, the game registers him as a solid object. So on start of layout, wait 2 seconds. Then what's going to happen is that this guy is going to accelerate toward an object. What I have is this little gray box, which will be basically invisible, or will just be deleted. And then once he reaches this object, then that object will be deleted. Set sprite custom movement overall to 20. So on both of these, I have it set to 20. And this is just that pin. This is just a health bar. So I have imported and I've pinned to him. So that health bar that we have on behaviors, I have pinned to the enemy space station. On collision with Sprite in the gray box, the enemy space station will stop, and that's in custom movement. Effects, when the player's particle blaster is overlapping the tiled background. This is some effects that we're going to add in later, so like blurred effect, disruption, maybe some sort of glow effect, so it actually looks like a plasma ball. And then on this one it says touch control, so on is touching Sprite every 0.6 seconds, because if we do every second, then he will be basically shooting. See, I can do this right now. So I'm going to copy that one first, and I'm going to say every 0 seconds. Also every tick. Okay, so every 1 second. So we're going to play that. Or maybe that may be too much. Yes, way too much. Or way too little at this point. 0.0. I can't do that one either. 0.1. So literally he'd be shooting way too much. And eventually we're actually going to be implementing a similar weapon to where it will be a very quick blaster, but it won't have as much damage. So it's touching the shooting button, which is this one. We are going to be spawning Sprite 12, the laser weapon, on layer 0. Sprite is set as a bullet, so with this little plasma laser weapon, whatever, has a bullet effect. A speed of 400, so it's all default at this point. It's touching the right button, he'll move right. It's touching the left button, is moving left. On collision, so Sprite on collision with the bullet, it will be destroyed. So at this point, we're just implementing the basics. Because at this point, you want to know what you're doing, so you don't mess up your future code. So at this point, we're pretty much done. We haven't done anything too exotic yet. We have to implement player shields, which will be this blue bar. So every time an enemy shoots, depending on what he shoots, it's going to have such and such effect. So this station's going to have a better weapon system than the enemy fighters, which are going to come in pretty soon. So yes, this was a pretty quick tutorial. There'll be a download link down below. Hopefully you enjoyed it. In the next one, there'll be a whole lot more stuff. And I'm just gradually getting you ready for bigger and bigger video games. So I'll be working on some more tutorials. I'm actually implementing at this time a character chooser. So if you've ever played Pokemon or Digimon or whatever type of game where they wanted you to choose your character, I'm actually building a little video, 3-part video on that. So it's gonna be your character, how the character walks in the top-down RPG setup, and then how to implement his name. So whatever else you do in that game, his name will be there. So hopefully guys, you'll enjoy that series, and I will see you in the next episode.